What's up guys, U2 Edge here. Here is my replay from the new seasonal event, the Expert Race Challenge. This one being with the Lotus Elise at Tsukuba, or however you pronounce it. Thanks to Guido, I believe his name was, that posted a really good setup for this. It was a really nice base to work off of. I added a wing before I took a setup and tried toying with it, so that was already on there. Can't hurt to get a little extra downforce on the rear and help keep it from kicking out. And I did a couple other small modifications. I think just lowered the transmission all the way to the lowest speed to increase acceleration, and I turned traction control off, which I will prove here in a second when I first relay this video. If I can go and remove the on-screen data, and once the replay actually begins, I can scroll through and prove it. Oh, there it was a second ago, and actually there you saw it again, TCS 0. So anyway, I'll bring up the, there so you can see the acceleration and brake. Key to this one is not to overdrive that first turn. Just brake early and just kind of let the car roll through. You don't need to be on the gas. Just let the car roll through. Same here, especially on this one. Just literally let the car roll through the turn, give it maybe a gentle gas, and then once the nose is pointed where you want it, you can slowly get back into it. And when you feel that the rear wheels behind you have grip, then you can go ahead and stand on it if the nose is pointed where you want it. But if you try stomping on the gas with this Lotus, doesn't matter if you got the wing on the back or the chassis stabilizer or whatever, reinforcement or whatever, your car will step out. You're just going to spin your tires, you're just going to spin yourself out, you're just going to slow yourself down. So ease into the throttle, and when it's where you want it, then you can then you can hop on it pretty quick. Here I think I would brake twice, kind of work the brake and gas at the same time, and it's just it's a waiting game. You want to hop on the gas right away, but you can't. And then once again you feel like you're not going to push the car off the course, then you can go ahead and usually drive wide. It's a good passing zone on that final turn before the start-finish line. You can usually pass drivers on the outside. Just don't go too far to the outside, otherwise you'll lose traction. So here we're on lap 2. Again, just let the car roll the turn, and then once I feel I've got it pointed at least in the general direction, I can ease back into it, and when it's completely straightened out, and again the rear wheels have some grip, firmly planted in the tarmac, then I can go ahead and get back in the throttle. Brake hard, kind of work the throttle, just kind of burp it. It's a, I like to do a two-pedal driving or two-footed driving, where I'll work the brake and the gas at the same time. And of course on this backstretch, common sense, but try to draft as much as you can. Just make sure you get clear of them when it comes time to brake, otherwise of course you're going to rear end them. Do not hit the curbing. This car sits so low that if you hit the curbing, the car will either push or spin out, depending on if you're going into the turn, accelerating off the turn, going through the turn or accelerating off the turn. But in either case, or any of those cases, it just slows you down. So try to stay off the curbing, especially the banked curbing, as much as possible. These little rumble strips, or whatever you want to call them, they're not as big of a deal. But by all means, if you can, stay off the curbing. You'll just spin your wheels. And actually, I spun them a little bit there. At this point, we're on lap 3 of 5, and I am in 4th place. Looks like my first lap, my out lap was 105.173. My second lap was a 102.714. This is that was a key turn right there. Again, you got to be patient. You really want to jump in that throttle right away, but you got to wait. You can feather into it, but just don't stomp on it right away. Otherwise, you're just going to spin yourself out, spin your tires, waste time, etc. So that was a 103.592, not a great lap for being in the middle of the run. But I think I averaged out to almost being 103s, which if you can do that, you should have no problem getting the gold medal on here. Hunting down 3rd place right now. Outbraked them. Took a bump off of them, kind of helped straighten me out actually a little bit. And then again, slowly ease back into it. When the nose is where I wanted to, then you can get back into it. And you'd be surprised, you actually don't have to brake a ton. Sometimes it's better just to kind of roll off the throttle, or not get back on the throttle so soon. Don't feel like you have to, hammer your brakes all the time. These tires don't have a whole lot of grip. So don't you can brake less than you think, but just lay off the throttle sooner or get back on it later, etc. Here I'm hunting down second place. I am all over his butt as I'm heading into the final lap here. Had to kind of push him out of the way, get a little aggressive. That was a 103.748. There again, if you see the indicators, working the brake and throttle at the same time. I probably took that corner a little too wide. Definitely more than I wanted to. But since I can see him that closely, I knew it was just a matter of time before I got to him. As long as I didn't overdrive the car. Little brake, lay off the gas, then back, slowly back into it. And again, when I feel the tires grip, then I can go ahead and get in at full. Here I get a little dirty, I think. No, actually, I almost overdrove it trying to get a little dirty. But there I just got such a good launch off that turn because, again, my transmission is set to the minimum. There I've already passed them. I'm in first place with this whole backstretch. So the rest of this, this last set of turns or whatever, I took it real easy. There's no sense in being like that guy in the Indy 500 and blowing it in the final turn. If you got a 4-second lead or whatever, don't need to be a superhero. And actually, I think I turned a pretty good time regardless anyway. 104.552, so not bad for kind of tiptoeing through there. So anyway, that is it. That is how to get gold with the Lotus Elise. Thanks for watching.